Hi everyone, welcome to another Creative Reset for All podcast. And today we're gonna zoom into how we can teach throwing better, especially at the primary school level. So usually when we teach throwing, all right, so we try to gamify it. So we put them into essentially what we call target games. Okay, so uh, what I realize is that more often than not, the focus on exploration when we are trying to teach throws is that we think about the objects. Which object do we want to use? So I've seen lessons whereby the students are given, 4 different types of object to explore with. So while this idea may sound good, but I think at the end of the day, we must contextualize this learning, because at the end of the day, this technique, whether it's the underhand throw or the overhand throw, it has to be uh, applied in a certain context eventually at some point, right? So I don't think it's wise to just give them that buffet of choice, any kind of object, because that process will be extremely time consuming, because they will be busy adjusting their throwing technique to the weight of the object, to the size of the object, the texture of the object, and so on and so forth. And it may not lead towards the kind of movement outcome that we want. So I'm just going to zoom in and share with you one other aspect that, that probably is worth considering in terms of task design, which is to just simply look at the choice of target. So in this first image that you see, this is the classic hula hoop. So a lot of times, for maybe the ease of setup, we just put the hula hoop on the floor. There's no need to measure anything, and there you have a target, a physical target. So you can get students to throw from 3 meters, 4 meters, 5 meters, or you can even tell the students up front to challenge themselves if they can throw into the target maybe 2 times consecutively. They can then push the target 1 meter away, further away. Yeah, and then if they do that again successfully, they can push it further away again. Or alternatively, you can fix the target and you get the students to move backwards instead. Yeah, so 2 consecutive shots on target, take 1 meter, one big step back, and then another 2 shots on target, 1 step back. So this is just one option, right? Because if you look at the next photo, a similar circular target, but this time around you have the rim, right? The edge of the circle. So that is raised. So the moment it's raised, what that allow us to do is that you can influence and invite certain movement pattern, right? So now because it's raised, you can't exactly throw it just straight down directly towards the target, because that may not work, right? Because compared to the earlier target, which is a flat hula hoop on the ground, so almost any kind of throw can still work. But with the edge raise, it will invite certain movement solution while deterring certain other solution. You can even challenge the students further and say, oh, I want the object to remain in the basket. So it cannot enter and then bounce out of the target, for example. Yeah, so there are many ways to manipulate constraints, and in such a way that we can really work towards improving the quality of the throws. Okay, so another illustration is that why not we make the target slanted to one side. All right, so for this target, you can see it's elevated on the blue end zone, and it's flat on the ground on the red zone. All right, so what does this do, and how does this affect the exploration process? So if you were to get students to throw maybe, let's say, 3 or 5 meters from the red end zone side, that will mean that the target is slanted facing the thrower. Whereas if you get the throwers to stand on maybe 3 or 5 meters on the blue end zone side, that will mean that the target, the hole, is actually slanted away from the thrower. And most certainly, this will affect the kind of movement solution that the students will come up with in their exploration. And that's exactly what we want. We don't want them to just explore with a variety of objects for the sake of exploring, for the sake of variability. I think this is really one aspect of task design that has been overlooked. Another possibility is, instead of having the target close to the ground, you can literally raise it as high as you want. Right? So you can imagine maybe a few years down the road, you are going to learn how to play netball, basketball. In those games, the target are high up, right? Whereas if you are getting the learners to play games like handball or even football, the target itself is much lower. Yeah, so the height of the target will definitely affect the choice of movement solution that the students come up with. So this is definitely something that we can consider as well. Last but not least, just going to show you a series of photos just to show you the other possibilities out there. And I hope this will spark further conversation, more ideas, and yeah, looking forward to that. Till next time, guys. See you.